The
You didn't
Witchwood.
say good evening with the same gusto you did last night.
Oh, jeez. Well, this is the second one. The sequels are never better than the first. Let's be honest. Oh, man. I'm already getting called out. So, anyway, tonight we're going to be reviewing...
Well, I'm in a good mood because we're going to talk about Hunter.
It's the only time you're going to be in a good mood this entire... Well, now, Warrior will give you a little bit of love with the...
I'll be happy about Warrior.
Yeah, and then nothing else, as per usual.
Probably nothing else.
Anyway, so back to what we're actually talking about here. The Witchwood, Hearthstone's new expansion. We're going to talk today, our second review, and tonight we're talking about Mage, Druid, and Hunter. In that order, Drew? Question mark?
Yeah, no, I've listed them in order. I hope they're in that order. If they're not in that order, then I have my own problems.
Well, so let's expect the worst. So anyway, let's move on to let's begin. Oh, Mage. And Black Cat's covered up. Oh, well, that's fine.
No, he's covering up something else. Oh, you mean covered up by your stuff?
Yeah, the picture.
Yeah, that's probably.
I'm not dealing with that right now. Go for it. You start.
So, Tempo Mage is what we want to talk about first, because Tempo Mage will probably still exist, because I can't think of a meta where there wasn't a Tempo Mage, but it will look nothing like a current Tempo Mage, which is like Secret Mage and annoys the fuck out of me.
And man, is Secret Mage getting hurt this expansion.
Secret Mage, if you just like click on it and then like click like remove rotating cards, it goes down to like 14 cards left in the deck. So it's gone. That deck is gone. But they gave some new cards that might find their way into a Tempo Mage, but it won't be a Secret Mage. But we can talk about them. So Arcane Keysmith is a 4-mana 2/2, which is just fucking abysmal stats. But you discover a secret and play it for free. So that is probably appropriately costed for those awful stats. I don't know how much play that we'll see. Like, that's good. It is good, but it's also... You have to get a good secret off of that. You have to get, like, your 3rd explosive runes or a counter spell at minimum to make that worth it. And I don't know how much of a guarantee you have there.
I think that it's okay. It's not the best. I mean, you're getting a discount. Essentially, you're getting a 2/2. I mean, I think of this as Mad Scientists, but Battlecry and...
Battlecry is stronger than Death Rattle because it can't be silenced and your opponent doesn't control it.
Right, and I mean, you discover a
in
secret.
your deck. Like, part of Mad Scientists was it was nice in your deck a little bit.
Right,
and
you can tutor out
for
a
the
card.
classes that played that, which were Mage and Hunter, they really wanted that.
Right.
So this doesn't. It discovers it entirely new.
But what I like about this card, and there's one thing I like about it, even though I do think that it's not that great, is that you can run a deck without secrets and still possibly get an answer to something. And you might put a secret in that they don't know what it is. Like, when you play this, they're not gonna know what secret you chose because you didn't start with it. So, like, if you got, I guess Potion...
Well, that's the same thing that all RNG Mage does right now. It's like, they play a card that you know they generated, and you're like, well, there's a lot of cards that they would generate and pick that they wouldn't put in their deck. And
right.
On that concept. But Mage loses... I don't know, Mage secrets feel a lot less terrifying right now. Because they're not gonna be able to play as many because they're losing. They don't want to. They don't have Medivh's Valet anymore. They don't have Ice Block.
Yeah, they lost a lot of stuff. It really hurts this deck. Ugh. Anyway,
I'm happy to see it go.
I know you're happy to see it go, but I
don't know if this will see play.
No, I mean, I think that in WoW it's gonna be fun, like adding to the Secret Mages roster. Though I don't really know it's that necessary, to be honest. But anyway, where are you rating it?
I think I'll give it a 3. Like, it's not terrible. But I do think it's appropriately costed.
Right. I agree. I think it's appropriately costed.
But it's epic. but it's epic.
So that means that you and I will both get 9 of these, and only this one.
As usual.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 as well, because I think it'll have some experimentation before people realize that these secrets are just abysmal, aside from the one that's really good. 1 or 2. So... Alright, so next, I'm gonna move to Cinderstorm. 3 mana spell, deal 5 damage, randomly split among all enemies. So this costs 2 additional mana for 2 damage from Arcane Missile.
2 damage isn't really worth 2 mana. You want a lot more than that. And
that's really, like, not good.
if this were, like, there's a problem here. Like, if this were 2 mana, it'd be broken. And at 3 mana, it's too weak. I feel like they should have just kind of ballsed up and made this like 7 damage for 3.
No, because then you're getting into the Paladin card. That was a... oh my gosh, no one even plays it anymore. Where you deal 7 damage randomly, but
you deal 8 damage.
It
costs too much.
That's expensive. What they should have done is they should have made this it should have been 6 damage, because then it would have been at least a fireball. And but
I just in its current state, like, it's one of those spells where, like, you don't hate to get it from a discover or a random spell, but you're certainly not going to put it in your deck.
Right. Yeah.
Unless caveat to that, it might end up in an odd mage simply for their lack of cards to fill that out. But even then, I feel like I'd rather put a 3-cost anti-aggro minion or something.
I mean, that's simple. Yeah, I mean,
I've got to give this, like, also a 3. It's just in that weird little spot.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm giving this a 2. That's a bad card.
Yeah, I'm on the line. I'm between the 2 and the 3.
See, what I'm seeing is that you're right. Like, if it does, if you discover it, it's okay, and it might win you the game, but it's not going to be a card that you want to even include in standard.
You're not putting it in your deck.
No, it's not. This is not a deck card, and if a card can't stand by itself, forget it.
Yeah. Vex Crow, on the other hand, is a 4-mana 3/3. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. It goes with the, every other year theme of Mage getting a card that triggers on a 4-mana card that triggers on spellcasting. No, not 4-mana, but Flamewalker was 3. So it's the air guy, I guess. This card looks innocent enough. I think this is one of their strongest cards, really, because if you get even 1 spell off, like, say that you're lucky enough to be the second player, and you play Vex Crow, Coin, Arcane Missiles. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 2-cost minions.
The only problem, and this is a problem insofar as other decks have dealt with this a little bit. Other things that generate random costs.
The end is coming!
Yeah, Doomsayer is a 2-cost mana, 2-cost minion. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, what's the chances you draw him?
Around, if I remember right from the last time we did this math, around 1 to 1.5%. And right now, there are less cards than ever in the list of cards 2-cost minions. So possibly higher than that.
Alright.
We're at the point in the year where there are the least cards in rotation.
That's true. That is true. Which makes this slightly weaker, but it's...
maybe a 2% chance. Are you going to roll the dice that 2% of the time is just Doomsayer's deck?
You know what?
Because this is good.
It might not be bad to get Doomsayer sometimes.
It's true. But if they already have a full board, they care less about this.
Yeah.
And if they already have a full board, then they're Zoolock or Duke Paladin. So...
anyway, I think this is a really good card.
Yeah, no, I'm giving this a 4. I think this is a very good card.
I agree. I think it's a 4.
It's the kind of good card where, like, it's not busted, but it's good. And I always like cards at this power level.
Alright, so let's talk about Black Cat. 3 mana, 3/3, spell damage +1, battle cry. If your deck has only odd cost cards, draw a card. So this goes in the odd mage deck. Or play it until you don't have any more odd cost cards. Until you don't have any even
That's
cards
not
left.
reliable.
But it's not reliable, so it's gotta be in the odd cost deck. But I mean,
no. That said, like okay, 3 mana, 3/3 spell damage +1. That minion is mediocre. That existed before in flame spewing what's his fuck. I don't remember his name. It was a really crappy minion in like TGT. So I think that there's a world. If I remember, this is the only odd trigger card Mage got, right?
right. There's only 6 cards, and Mage got one of them.
Right. And the odd trigger is, for Mage, 2 damage Fireball. Which is nice. Like, that opens up some trading possibilities early for them. But they work well enough with a 1 ping. And you're going to play Jaina anyway. Even in an odd deck. Even if you did build a fully odd deck, you're going to play Jaina anyway. Which is going to replace your upgrade hero power. Because 1 damage spawn an elemental is way better than 2 damage.
Yeah, but in the same token, I mean, it's still really good hero power early on until you can get to Jaina.
It is. But what I think is a very realistic thing that might happen is just playing this card in a mostly odd deck. Where, like, you run as much odd as you can, but maybe you do throw in, 2 polymorphs because control Warlock. And hopefully you play them before you need to play this. If not, this is a mediocre minion instead of a good minion. And I think that's acceptable for that kind of deck.
I agree.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
I could be way off base with that. But
I think it's fine. I mean, people are playing the Cthulhu minion, 2 mana. What was it? 3/2.
The 3 mana deal 2.
No, the 3 mana 3/2 that gives spell power.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah.
I mean, people played that in a non-Cthulhu deck.
Well, that was 2 mana though.
It was 2 mana, and I realize that it's significantly more for 1 health than 1 spell damage, but it's not terrible.
No, it's not. And I'm going to 4 because I think if Odd Mage exists, it will absolutely see play, and even if it doesn't exist, I think it will see some play. It's a well-rounded card.
Not to mention that this will really synergize with some, and I don't know if you have a Mage up here later that shows it, but there's a lot of card draw. There's a lot of plain minions with Book of Specters.
That's the next slide.
Yes. Okay. So this card is going to synergize really well with that stuff.
It doesn't, because most of that is even cost.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that it's a minion that can do stuff possibly at some point. Plus spell damage.
The other cards I threw on here are just generic. If Mage is playing for tempo, these are generic.
What'd you give the Black Cat?
Oh, I get Black Cat 4.
4. I'm gonna give it a yeah. 4 seems right with that specific card.
The other cards I threw up on here are just like Muck Hunter. It's just a rush minion to control the board, and Mage has the ability to deal with 2/1s very easily. Marsh Drake, you can play it out, and they'll have some way to ping something, deal with it. And Witch's Cauldron, because random spells in neutral, Mage probably wants something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm cool with Muck Hunter. I have
Mage gets its hand on Zap. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would give Muck Hunter a 3. Witch's Cauldron, I really like in this deck. I really do.
In the idea of Tempo Mage.
In like some sort of like Tempo Mage deck where you have these minions and you're throwing them out and then you're getting spells, because shamans have a stupid amount of board clear and they also can toad people. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some
Witch's Cauldron. I'm giving a 3 because it's very random. Shaman spells really can be very shitty.
Oh, I like. Oh, yeah, they can be atrocious.
And so that's a problem.
See, I would protect this behind some taunts, some elementals, and just sort of let this ride itself.
Muck Hunter I gave a 4 because I actually think a lot of tempo decks are going to use him. He's a 5/8 on turn 5, which with immediately actionable stats.
Oh, that is
He's
true.
going.
He
He's
is.
going to trade into something.
That's true.
And
He
be
is an
alive.
immediate minion. That I forgot that he had rush.
We'll talk about this guy more with Warrior.
Yeah.
Because
See, I think of him with
Warrior,
Warrior.
you play Muck. At turn 6, you go Muck Hunter Whirlwind. You cleared up what you've added. You have 5/7 with actionable stats.
All right.
That's powerful.
All right. Well, I went
Look.
Muck Hunter 4, Witch's Cauldron 4, and then did we do Marsh Drake? Yes.
We already. I think we're.
Yeah, we did. We did Marsh.
He's gonna be a recurring character. All right.
I think he's your favorite, like one of your favorites in this set. Right?
He's just. I'm just. The longer you look at his stats, you're like, oh, it's a 3 mana 5/4. Like people are going to go out of their way to be like, I want to play this.
Well, I gave him a 3.
Like
so.
Rogue makes a dagger on turn 2, plays this on turn 3, and kills the 2/1 with the dagger. Like Jesus.
Like Jesus. All right, cool. All right, I think we've covered tempo.
Hunter
Mage.
plays Candle Stick.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on it. You know what a Candle Shot.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Candle Shot.
No.
Candle Shot's good. Like that's a great card.
All right, so I labeled this slot. The next slide, I labeled it Elemental Mage.
I am really excited because I loved
I
Elemental
put
Mage
a little
before.
caveat on Elemental Mage, and that is something that I noticed through all these cards. So they threw supported Elemental Mage this set. I don't know why exactly, but they did. And that's nice and all, but everything that they gave Elemental Mage is all the things it already had, which is value. Like, Elemental Mage can make value. Like, when I play my Elemental Mage, I always have a full hand. I always have options. Its problem is closing the game and delivering a strong finisher, which they didn't really give it. And that's... So I think that Elemental Mage is going to with these new cards, will end up being the core of the new Control Mage, where you don't play the full Elemental suite, but you play several of them, you play a lot of minions, and you play slower.
I don't know. I just really enjoyed Elemental Mage, but see, I ran a combination of Elemental Mage with Highlander Mage because of Kazakus and other really cool synergies, and a lot of them are rotating out. So I'm sort of excited to not have to worry about not having 2 ofs, though I was having problems like deciding between which elementals because we have a ton of them, and now we have even more, which is fine, but it's I don't know. We'll see. I hope it becomes a thing because I really liked Elemental Mage a lot.
Let's just start with Book of Specters. 2 mana, draw
Okay.
3 cards.
I'm just gonna put a 5 right there. I mean,
It's a very powerful card.
It's great.
Mages will play this. Even mages who have a decent amount of spells will play this because the power. If you even can guarantee that you'll get 2 cards out of it, it's worth it.
right, and to just so people know, you don't lose your Frostless Jaina or your weapon.
Yeah, not a spell. None of those are a spell.
Not a spell.
I'll also give it a 5.
Yeah, it's just a great card. And putting him with the Dollar and Doll Master. Oh my gosh! Because if you're drawing 3 minions,
I don't understand what you want the Dollmaster to do, though.
I mean, he immediately gets 3 minions, man.
3 1/1s. We've been over for quite a while of why having a bunch of 1/1s is not worth it.
I understand what you're saying, but
All elementals tend to be battle cries. Like, you want... Dollmaster works with death rattles. He is kind of crappy with battle cries.
I don't know. We'll see.
I just don't see it working.
Well, it'd be cool to have a Death Rattle Mage too, but that's asking too much for this set. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna move to the Bonfire Elemental, a 5 mana 5/5 elemental. Battle cry: if you play an elemental last turn, draw a card. So here we're getting more cards drawn.
This is almost a strictly better Servant of Kalamos. So Servant of Kalamos gives you more emergency value because you can discover something that answers the board state. But this gives you more reliable tempo because it's thinning your deck and it's drawing a card that you intended to include in your deck.
I agree. Drawing a card is always better than getting a random card.
Well, not always better.
Not always, but I'm just saying, like, most of the time,
yeah,
you picked cards that would best fit.
that would work with your deck.
Work with your deck. Yeah.
I'm only going to give it a 3, though, just because the 5 slot feels really crowded for Mage right now, and I don't know if this will actually end up making the cut a lot of times.
I think in elementals this is. I mean, elemental mage guaranteed this is going to be in because it's card draw, and you tend to run out sooner than later at some points. Especially if you're going to combo it with the Witchwood Piper down there, but we'll get to her in a minute.
Could talk about the Curio Collector, I guess.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. I'm giving the Bonfire Mage. I'm gonna elemental. See, I'm gonna give him a 3 only because he's really good in that one very specific deck, and then no other. Okay, Curio Collector, 5 mana, 4/4. Whenever you draw a card, gain +1/+1. So this combo's really good with the Book of Specters, but then you have to imagine you're playing 7 mana, 7/7, and you get 3 cards, which is good. It's better than.
It's okay. It's a 2-card combo.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just don't see where this guy goes in the deck. I don't know. I don't have a lot of optimism on this guy.
Well, he has soft
Again,
taunt.
He's in an already crowded slot, and he doesn't really do anything important that Mage wants.
Yeah, I mean he's no endgame or anything, but he
there's
has
a
soft
chance-
taunt. I mean,
there's a chance that you somehow, make him work with Aluna.
Aluna, you're guaranteed to get.
You can Fireland's Portal and hope that you summon him, and then your Aluneth draws 3 cards, and you got a 7 mana, deal 5 damage, 7/7.
Oh yeah, that's just stupid, ridiculous.
But that's not in standard, so I don't care about it.
I mean, I remember when Questing Adventure was a nightmare to fight because.
Questing Adventure, you have a lot more control of, though. That's playing cards, not drawing cards. You don't need as much reliability about what's in your hand.
But I feel like if anyone got the draw cards this specific set, it was Mage.
They did.
Because it seems like everything they do is draw cards at this point, and then on top of Aluneth, it's just cards everywhere. They're just flying all over the place. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm only gonna give him a 3. He's not super fantastic, but he'll show up for at least the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sandbinder, 4 mana, 2/4. Battle Cry, draw an elemental from your deck. It's okay. It's digging. If your elemental deck needs digging, this is it. But I'm not convinced it needs digging.
Okay, I like this
but
card.
If you're trying to put in minions over spells, maybe he'll find a slot.
I like this card because when I play Elemental Mage, every so often you hit that turn when it's oh crap, I really need an Elemental, and I'm just not getting them. And then you would play him, and you're guaranteed to draw an Elemental.
Don't actually agree. When I'm playing a hard Elemental Mage, I have all the elementals I could ever dream of.
Well, yeah, but sometimes the costs are off, or something's going on, and you just need that one more. I played a Highlander Mage, Drew.
That's fair. Highlander has its own variety of problems.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This card would have made it better.
I've given this guy a 2. I thought about a 3, but the more I think, I just he's gonna be in niche decks. He's gonna be only okay in them.
Oh, he's neutral. Jeez. And of course he's epic.
Of course he is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give him a. Yeah, he's super niche. He'll also be pretty good in Elemental Shaman too. I think that's
a... Yeah. These cards, of course, cross over to other elemental decks.
I mean, just because Elemental's got some strong stuff. This current expansion with some of the cards rotating out and all the Elementals pretty much staying in, I'm giving him a 3. All right, Cauldron Elemental, 8 mana, 7/7 Elemental, of course. Your other Elementals have +2 attack. It's a mini Bloodlust.
It's too little, too late.
Yeah, I mean...
By 8 mana, I guess it's supposed to be some kind of closer. If you have a board of medium-tier elementals, you try to use this. And
it is a closer. I don't know why you don't think it is. I mean, it's Bloodlust. It costs how much for 1 more damage? What does Bloodlust cost?
Well, it costs 5 mana.
Oh, well, I mean, if you have a lot of
So you're
elementals.
getting...
I mean,
But
if...
this isn't Bloodlust, because it lasts more than one turn,
Right.
but it is an aura. It's an aura off of him, so if he dies, you lose it.
Oh.
It doesn't give them plus to attack, your other ones just have plus to attack.
I mean, if you have already gotten Frostless Jane out and you play this, it's pretty much over.
Maybe.
I mean, assuming that you have elementals.
I don't see him seeing a lot of play.
Yeah.
Also, he pollutes Discover Elemental pools, which means that Servant of Kalanos got weaker.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give him a 2. He's not very good.
I am saying.
Okay.
However, Witchwood Piper.
Definitely the waifu of the set.
I don't know. I have other thoughts on that.
well, I'm putting my 2 cents in there, man.
That's fair. Witchwood Piper, a 4 mana 3/3, so understated. Draw the lowest cost minion from your deck. I put this here because this has a very specific and important place in Elemental and/or Control Mage. It draws your Arcane Artificer. And in a world without Ice Block, you need that Artificer at precise times.
Yeah, I didn't think of him. See, I think of this as I need my combo piece for the quest, so I'm getting her, and you throw it down. But that makes sense, what you just said. For Elemental Mage, that does make sense. Also, I figured out your waifu. It's definitely March Drake. Like, hands down.
March Drake. Oh, baby.
Because, you know, that's your thing.
I put it on every page.
You literally did. All right.
No, I'm big at the background of our next of the last.
No, I refuse. It's just gonna be like the one just sitting there the whole time.
But I think Witchwood Piper, I'm giving a 4 because it serves a purpose in Elemental Mage, and I think it will serve a purpose in other decks for similar reasons. I think there's a lot of classes who have that 1 to 2 cost minion that they would like to get a guaranteed draw for.
In a perfect world, not that you would run her in this deck, but if Quest Hunter could be a thing, and you needed that one card that drew all the other cards, you would have her. But
what one mana card draw?
Well, once you finish the quest, then you can just keep playing them because they draw.
But all your minions are tied at 1 mana. It's just gonna draw a random minion.
Yeah, but there's 15 of those in your deck at that point. The chances of you drawing one of those is pretty high. I'm just saying, you wouldn't run her because she's
big card. Talk about the big card.
It's a good card. I'm giving her a 4. Okay. Anyway, so
talk about the big card.
so Archmage, Urgle. I can't. Arugula. All right.
Say Arugula.
Okay, so Archmage Arugula, a 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. So this is straight out of the Firelands with oh my gosh, what's the dragon that copied cards when you draw them? Chromagus. Yeah, he did this, but I mean for any card, but. This is for minions, but if you're running a minion mage that has lots of minions, this is great. I mean, having double the elementals, having double the whatever.
See, again, so obviously you don't play him on curve. He's not a 2-drop on curve.
Oh no, goodness no. No, I
agree. You play him at earliest on turn 4. You combo with Book of Specters, but you probably wait even longer. And like,
I mean, he has hard taunt at this point.
Elemental Mage already has a lot of value. Like, again, in my Elemental Mage, I very rarely had less than 7 cards in my hand. Did I need to clone things? Not really. Like, he's not bad, but I don't think Elemental Mage needs any more value.
You just don't like value like I like value.
I like value. I think Elemental Mage already has too much of it. They need some tempo and they need to close the game, and Cauldron Elemental isn't doing it, so...
Well, yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. Let's forget Lava Burst.
3. I wish he did something.
I wish
better.
that he had just a touch more health, because you can backstab him. I mean, almost any spell kills this guy.
He obviously has soft taunt because he's very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he might as well have hard taunt, because... But the thing is, he's so easy to, like, get rid of.
Oracle died for this.
Yeah, it really
they
did.
made you draw things, and then you could clone them in your hand.
Yeah, and then just keep playing stuff. Yeah, and the thing is that you can get him out with the Witchwood Piper, because he's cheap.
You could potentially, but like I said, I think in a world without Ice Block, Mage is going to be having the Arcane Artificer in their deck as their
I'm gonna give him a 4. I like him. I might like him a little more.
He's getting a 3 from me.
Yeah, I like him a little more than you. Okay, next. The other man.
Because, like, I don't...
Okay.
These two cards, what possible category could they belong to?
Drew, you do the one I want to do one. I want to do one of them, so you do the other one.
I know which one you want to do. I'll talk about Snap Freeze. Here's the text of Snap Freeze. It's Shatter, but better. This card is literally... So Shatter is rotating out. It was part of Wrath, or Wisdom of the Old Gods. Shatter was 2 mana, destroy a frozen minion. This is that, but also it can freeze them if they're not frozen. It's just Shatter, but better. Shatter got its ass power creeped on, and it got a waifu in the art instead of Doctor Doom. So...
Yeah.
It's still not good, but it's better than Shatter.
I mean, that's not a tall order. Shatter was pretty terrible.
No one's including this in their deck, but you're happier to see it from RNG than you were Shatter. Like, when you got Shatter from, like, Babbling Book, you're like, God damn it, Book, I trusted you.
I trusted you and you gave me something I can't even use.
Snap Freeze, you can freeze something. It's not super great, but it could be worse. So, I don't know, a 2.
Hey, look.
It's not a 1.
Hey. Drew, it sort of is a 1.
Shatter was a 1, so this is a 2. Alright?
Okay, I'll give it a 2 only because it has some use somewhere. But
yeah, like because this is less terrible to get randomly than Shatter was. That's
okay,
why I get
okay, I don't care about Snap Freeze anymore. No one likes it. It's a stupid card. Anyways, let's talk about like the main event of the night. Let's be honest.
Why is this the main event of the night?
Shut up, Drew. Just let me have this one card. Okay, so Talkie the Time Tinkerer is a 6-mana 5/5 battlecry at a random legendary minion from the past to your hand. So this is an obvious 5. Like hands down, if you're playing Mage, you're gonna want to play this for the lulz and the memes and just awesome. If you want to get on Trollden, this is how it comes.
This is the worst designed card Blizzard has ever printed.
I enjoy the idea.
Not just for the raw RNG factor of it. Not just because your average legendary is kind of shit. It's that they are exclusively pulling from a card pool that is meant not to be in the game mode it's in.
Which makes it all the better.
It's the worst designed card they've ever printed.
You could get any legendary from the past. Kel'Thuzad, Dr. Seven.
With the average power level of a random wild legendary, it's about a 2.5 to a 3 because the average wild legendary is kind of shitty. People did the math already.
Okay, I saw people. I saw people's math, and I disapprove of some of their maths. To be honest,
you can't disapprove of math. You can't just disapprove of math.
It's not that I disapprove of math. I just love Talkie. I love the idea.
So in reality, this is probably a 2.5 to 3. I gave it a 1 because I despise this kind of design.
I love this design.
I can't stand this kind of design.
I'm hoping that Mage becomes like this time travel. It allows you to pull like secrets from the past and lets you pull other things from the past. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. The next expansions.
You will want that right up until the second that you lose to it because they decided to get good RNG.
Yeah, I get that. I fully understand.
I can't stand.
If this was Discover a minion from the past, it would have been way cooler.
If they were Discover a minion from the past, it would be in a lot of decks because then you'd get Dr. Boom all the time.
Yeah. Because who doesn't want to see Dr. Boom on turn 7 after playing Talkie the Time Tinkerer?
Yeah,
which I want to let
you can curve right into Dr. Boom.
Which I want to let you know, Drew. if I don't get this, I'm gonna make this card, and I'm gonna
I'm sure
curve.
you will.
I'm gonna go
I
from
have-
6 on her to Doctor Boom on 7, and you're gonna
I
get
have
so
not a
upset.
single doubt that you will craft this immediately. So.
Yeah, if I don't get her, she's coming with me.
So
So
we're leaving the realm of good magic, and we're heading the realm of what the fuck are you on, Blizzard?
oh boy, we've
Do
moved.
you see how 6 out of 10 Druid cards are on this page?
Wow, who would have thought
Do you
that?
see how much they invested into this for literally no outcome?
What I think is really funny is that they gave Hunter an archetype and then gave them 2 cards with it, and then forgot they gave him an archetype. But then they gave almost most of the expansion these cards, and
I actually feel a little bad for Druid.
no, you don't. It's your least favorite class.
I don't like playing Druid. Okay, I don't like playing it. I just think it's boring. But for the last year, there really hasn't been a Druid deck besides Jade Druid, because Jade was the best option, and every other option was subpar compared to the meta. And I hated Jade Druid, so I'm not sad to see it go. Certainly. But
I mean, I don't know.
But they don't have another deck to play. And
well, I'm going to be honest
Blizzard
with you.
Goes all in on this wacky idea.
I mean, I agree with you. I feel that I like inspired new decks, and even with new stuff coming out, it was just the same Jade Druid with a card tweak here and a card tweak there.
I'm not even really sure what to talk about with these cards, because individually they're all crap. As a collective, they form one mediocre idea. The problem is one we talked about yesterday, where what's the end game of Hand Druid? How do you win with it?
I can tell you. Do you want to know? You know how you win with Hand Druid? You use Splinter Graph on a boar on turn 9, and then you hit face. And hope that you've dealt some damage.
A 10 mana finisher, or a 10 mana 10 damage finisher is not... Mage can play Pyroblast. Mage has had that option forever, and they don't end games with it.
I don't know. I end games with it. Pyroblast is my finisher a lot in Mage.
So it's a Pyroblast is a finisher in an aggressive Mage.
I play an aggressive Mage.
Druid play aggressively?
No. Oh, this is... I feel like you just turtle the whole game until...
The Bewitched Guardian is probably the best of the set here. Because it's a 5 mana, probably a 4/9 or 4/10 taunt. That's a good card. 5 mana for 8 to 10 taunt, you know? Because we've seen it on Twilight Drake. Priest plays it, it's a 4/7 to 4/10, you know? It's good. This is that with taunt. But, okay, you've annoyed your opponent. The only thing I can see is some weird combos with that and Spreading Plague and the taunt buffer. But even then, you're not going to play the whole Hand Druid package. You're just not. And I don't know what they're going for. Whispering Woods is trash. Awful. Because they put that out, and you start immediately thinking holy shit, with a full board, Aggro Druid can do all those things, and you remember that every card that made Aggro Druid good is rotating in 2 days. Every single one.
It is true.
Every single board buff that Druid had leaves the game in 48 hours.
It's true. It's bad.
So...
All right, so I'm gonna give Whispering Woods a good old 2.
I'm gonna go through Bewitched Guardian gets a 4 because I think it will see play in non-Hand Druid things as well. Just because you come into situations where you have cards. They still have Nourish. They still have Ultimate Infestation.
Right.
I
agree.
You'll have 6 to 7 cards. You'll play this.
I agree. I think that this is 100% a 4. It's the best card probably on this page.
Whispering Woods gets a 1, and the rest of them get 2s. Except for, I guess, Ferocious Howl is a 3, because Ferocious Howl is kind of shield block.
Yeah, Ferocious Howl's a good shield block. I'm gonna give that a 3. I'm gonna give Ferocious Howl 3.
Everything else here is
I don't like.
Forest Guide is dumb.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
which
that's my only thought on Forest Guide is that it's dumb.
I mean, I wish that they would have pushed. See, you can't even like do like a mill deck with this because you're gonna keep things in your hand, which is the opposite of what Forest Guy. I don't. It's just. It's dumb.
Raven Caller, I give a 3 because he's interesting, and I think other decks will play him. And Splinter Graft, I give a 3 because I think that Dane Hearthstone will come up with a funny meme combo with this card, and I will watch it and laugh at it.
Okay, so let me just go through Forest Howl 3, Forest Guide 1 because it's a terrible card. Witchwood Apple is also a 1. I think that's a terrible card. Whispering Woods.
I'm just waiting. Like, that gives you 3 treants. Force of Nature still gives you 3 treants, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, next expansion when they're like, give all your treants charge and +9 attack.
Yeah. Well, then that'll be good. So until then, Witchwood. No, Whispering Woods. That's what that is. I gave that a 2 because people try it and then remember they don't have any buffs.
And here's what I hate. Here's something I absolutely hate: is that the only class that a board of 7/1/1s could possibly threaten is Hunter. Because they're the only class that can't just answer.
I'm gonna give the Ravencaller a 3. I think that there is some.
I give him a 3.
Some neat stuff.
I think other classes will have interesting interactions with him.
I find Splintergraft to be boring. I mean,
I give him a 3. I think he'll be funny. Someone will do funny with him.
I mean, again, he's gonna be that one card that's gonna be really good in a Tavern Brawl, like one Tavern Brawl.
There's gonna be some Tavern Brawl.
There's gonna be some Tavern Brawl.
And you're gonna be like, I'm gonna make a.
I'm so glad I didn't dust this after immediately drawing all my decks. Anyway.
Now you're so glad you didn't dust it, because if you dust it, you might open it again.
Yeah, I know. True that. Okay, next.
Beast Druid.
Okay.
Got 2 cards.
Can I just do a disclaimer? I've been trying to make Beast Druid work for so long, and now they're losing more of the cards that make them somewhat usable.
They got 2 cards, Michael, and I'm going to explain to you why both of them are awful.
You don't have to. I already know.
Well, okay, you know Gloomstag's awful. Oh,
it's atrocious.
But let me explain why Witch Hour is terrible. Why Witch Hour is a 1. So, on the surface, 3 mana, summon a random friendly beast that died this game, right? That sounds okay, doesn't it? You can make like a big beast druid, right? Well, that also means that you're not playing Spreading Plague, because those 1/5s are beasts. It also means you're not playing Malfurion, because both the types of things he summons are beasts.
Nuh-uh, that's not true.
That is true.
Aren't they treants?
Nope.
What does he summon? He summons 2 treants.
No, I'm talking about the Death Knight, Malfurion.
Oh, I'm thinking of
the Pestilent, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, you're talking about Death Knight. Okay.
Yeah, his
I was thinking of the original Legendary.
Oh,
2 treants.
Yeah. His Battlecry summons are beasts. Like, everything Druid does to survive in the early game pollutes your beast pool. So Witch Hour will probably just bring back a shitty 1/5.
Okay, so here I gave Gloomstag a 1 because I find it to be a joke. Because if you're doing odd
5 mana 2/6 taunt.
I mean, it's not that's poor stats for a 5. Now 2 more on top of that's great, but then you have to do an odd cost deck, and that's not great.
Everything Druid does is even cost.
I mean,
you just gave up Swipe.
You gave up Swipe. What are you doing with yourself?
Right? Is Naturalize 1 or 2?
Naturalize is 1.
Okay,
No,
so
2. It's 2. It's 2.
But you gave up Ultimate Infestation.
It's 2. You gave up Ultimate Infestation, Swipe, and Naturalize, and I mean,
Spreading Plague.
not Innervada. Oh, Jesus.
If a Druid removes Ultimate Infestation and Spreading Plague from their deck, what's left in it?
I don't know. I don't know where.
Those 4 cards are what you play as Druid.
See, I feel like they were like, all right, well, Druid's had its turn for like at least a whole year or two. They don't get a turn anymore for like a couple
That's a
expansion.
true story right there. Does Druid if it is Druid's turn right now, then I just will be very surprised.
Anyway, I'm gonna give Witching Hour a 2 because I feel like there is a. I gave Gloomstag a 1. I think Witching Hour as 2, you're gonna be able to do something with it. I'm not there yet.
I once I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, you like do a big taunt, like you revive a taunt, whatever. But no, everything you do pollutes the pool. You can't be like priest where you only have a few dead things.
Well, maybe there's an archetype we're missing. There's that I don't know. Just
maybe there's an archetype Blizzard's missing. It's called Druid.
It's called well, Druid doesn't do what Druid used to do anyway. We're at handlock status, and they don't do it very well.
Druid is warrior now. Druid just sits there and gains armor.
It's so weird. What a switch. Okay, I'm done with this. Moving on. Oh, Jesus.
Then there's the rest of Druid.
Okay. So first things first. I'm just gonna go out there. So Duskfallen Aviana is a 5-mana 3/7. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0, which is great, except there's no way to cheat her out, and your opponent will always play a card before you for free. I mean, this is a free Pyroblast. This is a free, like, get a legendary, do a ridiculous combo, Leroy to the face, copy. It's just so bad. Like, and even if, because I thought, well, maybe if you cheat her out with the 5 mana, the 9 mana 5/5 that summons it, because it's 3 attack, but you played him then, and you don't get the benefit. So you have to be in some sort of winning state to play her, and then try to hold on. Like, this is a Temporis card.
The only decks, the only enemy decks that this doesn't enable them to immediately punish you for playing are ones that you already beat. So why play her?
Yeah, because this hurts aggro, like, because they don't have cards.
Versus a hunter. They get a free mana card. Sure. But like, you played against a mage. You just rolled the dice. Like, you could have done something very bad, like giving them a free chain up.
Millhouse Mana Storm is a joke, and so is this.
And this, yeah.
So this is a lovely 1-star, and if you get this,
I'm sure someone will somehow do something. You know, this is a Temporis counter right here. You get Temporis, you're like, I've got the card, I'm ready.
No, so this is a counter to a deck that doesn't exist, is what you're saying. That what you just said to me was that. So go ahead. You can.
Scythe is a 3 mana. Choose one. You either get a 4/2 with Rush or a 2/4 with Taunt. You could already have a 3 mana 2/4 with Taunt, and I guess the flexibility for a 4/2 Rush is okay. But at 4/2, that means you're going to trade it. It's not going to live the trade if you need to do 4 damage to something. So, like, it's okay, but it's a little too okay.
Alright, so let me explain why I like this card. The card art's very nice. Okay, that's enough of me talking good about this card.
Yeah,
it's
I think they saw Shadow versus popularity rising. They're like, we need a few more titties on these cards.
I mean, I just think that it looks really cool. I like Scythes. That's neat. This is a terrible card. Not only does it ruin your...
This is gonna clip that. Just a few more titties.
Just stop, Drew. Oh my god. So anyway, I just don't like this card. It's terrible because you're losing it, or it becomes a... I mean...
I just don't know. I don't know when you want this.
Warlock gets...
If you don't know when you want it, that means it's not going to see play.
Okay, you want this when you already have Fandral Stanghelm out in the field, which is rotating.
Rush taunt, that's still not impressive.
Yeah, basically you kill something and then they have to go through it, but it's still really bad. I mean, this is one of the worst choose one Druid of the question mark. So I mean, this is a 1-star card, man.
I gave it a 2 because I'm feeling bad for Druid.
No, you can't pity them now.
I'm giving it a 2 because I feel bad.
Stop it! You're so.
Hench Clan Thug I included here just because this is one of 2 classes where it's worth talking about. A 3-mana 3/3. After your hero attacks, give this minion +1/+1. In Druid, this is not quite as scary. In Druid will probably have a decent amount of turns where they have the spare mana to hero power and hit something, and gives this a buff. So on turn 5, you could play this, ping something with your face, and it's 4/4, and that's not terrible. You know, that could be worse. This is, in reality, a rogue card because on a rogue. So here's the plan of attack on rogue. Okay, you dagger on turn 2, and then on turn 3 you decide: do I want a 5/4 where I have to ping the poisonous minion, or do I just want a 4/4?
Oh my gosh, you're that stupid dragon again.
Rogue got interesting combos, none of which fit into an existing rogue deck, but they're all very interesting.
Okay. This card I'm giving a 3. I think that in the decks that it appears, it's got like soft taunt. It's almost an inspire mechanic for.
I'm giving it a 4 because I think it will see occasional play in Druid and consistent play in Rogue. That's my bold prediction.
If you play Rogue or Druid in Arena, you pick this card.
Oh, in Arena. God, this card's nuts in Arena.
Yeah, this is the card you pick in Arena for those 2 classes specifically.
This card could put Rogue to the top of Arena by itself.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
So let's just say that Hench Clan Thug, a neutral card, is better than most of the Druid cards that came out.
I'm giving it a 4 and an Arena 5.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 3 just because I think that it'll be replaced eventually. But I think that it's gonna see a lot of play, and I think.
Look at that big muscly boar man. What the fuck is he, man?
He is a boar man. You just said it, with like 2 fake Wolverine claws made of wood. All right, moving on to jeez.
Spell Hunter.
Hunter.
Look at all the support Blizzard gave this archetype. I only even included Wind Blast on this page because I felt bad for it. I mean, Wind Blast in reality is for every other type of hunter, but at least Spell Hunter can play it.
Go ahead, Drew. Read us Wind Blast.
Wind Blast is amazing. 4 mana, deal 4 to a minion, but if a minion died this turn already, it costs 1. This card is crazy. This card is amazing. It will be in most types of hunter. It's just very good. Because most types of hunter have something on board. They'll need to trade into something because everyone else is playing taunts and playing a real game of Hearthstone. And then you can trade in and hit something for 1 mana, which is insane tempo. So yeah, it's very, very good.
Okay, so I'm
Hunter will play it, mid-range hunter will play it, base hunter will probably play it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those where I'm not.
It's a hard ask in base hunter because it can't go base, but it's still.
I mean, what I like about this card is that Hunter is always.
On turn 4, base Hunter can unleash the hounds, trade 1 hound into the enemy Tar Creeper, Wing Blast the rest of the Tar Creeper, and all those other hounds can do as they please.
Yeah.
That's turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, Wing Blast is great. I think that it's a great card. It's going to see play. It's super powerful, and to be honest, Hunter always has minions to lose. That's like their thing. So yeah, it's perfect. It's a great card.
The art is a dragon, which we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah. Okay, what are you giving it? What are you giving it? Is it a 4 or 5 for you?
Oh, it's a 5.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 for me too. I knew it was gonna be one of those two. I'm giving it a 5.
Talk about Rat Trap.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about this card. Rat Trap. It's a 2-mana secret. After the opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, summon a 6/6 rat. So there's a trap very similar to this we talked about yesterday.
Paladin.
The Paladin secret that drew 2 cards instead of getting a 6/6 rat on the field. This has to go in Spell Hunter because they're losing everything else.
They're losing Cat Trick, which
Yeah.
is the way better version of this.
And I mean, sure, if you're playing against aggro, this will go up, assuming that you drew it early, and they didn't run out of cards yet. But it's easy to play around. You just play two cards.
You say that it will go up against aggro. I'm not convinced that it might go up against Zulok. Zulok, plays Zulok on turn 3 might play 3 1-mana things, or on turn 4, sometime in that zone when this is still good value. But
I don't know.
Paladin isn't. Their turn 3 and 4 are generally like one card or a card and hero power.
I don't know. I think Paladin is mostly one card, no matter where you're going, unless it's like crunch time.
No, there's always 2 cards, which is second to last card in their hand, followed by Divine Favor.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, this is mediocre at best.
It's a little heavy.
It's a mediocre at best.
I give it a 3. It's okay.
Drew, I'm giving it a 2. This is not a good...
I don't disagree with that with your 2, but I'm giving it a 3.
That's fine.
I'm a little optimistic. But...
Yeah, you are. You're too optimistic on this one. All right, next.
All right. Next is just face or mid-range hunter, because, hunter is weird, and generally...
No, it's not. It's straightforward. Go face or go home.
Generally, only one of these archetypes exists at one time. Either face hunter is good or mid-range hunter is good. I'm not sure which yet in this expansion, so I just put all these cards that could go in either on.
Drew, face is the place. Done.
I think mid-range has some mechanics.
I think that they gave tools to mid-range, but I don't know. When I think hunter, I think face. That's just me.
It's fair.
And won't it be good to go face with
I've already built the ultimate meme deck for Hunter this season. I've already theorycrafted it up.
I believe it, and I can't wait to face it, except you're going to have to craft every card, because you never get the cards you need for those.
Of course, that's how this works. Anyway, let's start with Firebrewed Skitterer. 1/3, 5 mana. Sounds awful. Poisonous and Rush. It's Assassinate that doesn't go through taunts. But sadly, that's the best removal Hunter's ever got.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the best removal in one card Hunter's ever got.
I agree. That's a better statement.
Deadly Shot is Assassinate, but you can't choose.
Well,
which works sometimes, but not consistently enough to see a lot of play.
I mean, I just get really lucky with it all the time, so that's fine.
And Hunter's Mark 4 was Assassinate that didn't go through taunts, but it cost 2 cards. So this is that, but 1 card, but it doesn't beat Divine Shields.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Toxmonger, I feel like I have to talk about these cards together. Toxmonger is a 4-mana minion that gives 1 cost minions poisonous. So Toxmonger is like you can make a Vilebrewed Skitterer out of 2 cards instead of 1, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you think you've already completed the quest, and you already have those cards that draw themselves, and you play this, and you play a bunch of them, and they all have poisonous, which is really good. But how you completed the quest, and also have this in your hand, and did all that stuff, is a whole nother matter.
Yeah, because again, Hunter and drawing things. So anyway, I'm giving Toxmonger a 3 because I just don't know exactly how that really plans on playing itself out. And I'm giving Firebrewed Skitterer also a 3 because I think it's interesting, but it's gonna seem niche play at best.
Toxmonger 2. I will give the Spider Bros 3 because Spider Bros are awesome.
Like it's the best single card.
Like, I know what you're saying, but Drew, if you just keep saying that, it's not going to change the cards, text or numbers or amount. If that was
talk about the next shitty card.
Okay, so Dusthaven Hunter is one of the best cards Hunter got the whole set.
Are you for real?
No.
Thank you.
That being said, it's a 3-mana 2/5 stealth minion. At the end of each turn in your hand, it swaps its attack and health. So this is one of those Worgen cards that changes based on how long you hold it. You're going to want to play this as a 5/2 and not a 2/5. And when you draw it and you have to wait a turn, that might kill you.
Michael, did you ever play Stealth Panther in your Hunter deck?
I mean, if you think about the secret, then yes.
Did you ever play Jungle Panther out of your hand and just really wish it had one more attack?
I mean, I wish that any card that Hunter plays...
You're not playing this card.
I mean, if you think about it, if you were to happen to put this in your deck by accident, like you were closing your eyes while picking your deck or letting Twitch pick your deck, I mean, let's be honest.
How do you build decks?
Better than you.
Is that your common approach? You close your eyes.
Close your eyes and hope for the best.
Clicking.
It's a bad card.
You put one card in the deck and then hit end, and what is like? Do you want to autofill this deck? You're like, yes, I do.
I have done that before, and man, they are bad. Blizzard does not know how to build a deck.
When they released Ultimate Infestation and Jade is still busted, I saw someone go on stream and do that and win with the deck. They put Ultimate Infestation in the deck and then had it auto-complete the rest, and they won.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be good on curve. I mean, if you're playing 3-mana 2/5 is...
Hunter has better things to do on turn 3, and for Hunter, that's saying a lot.
What does it have to do on turn 3 that's left?
It has Kill Command, it has Unleash the Hounds.
I mean, that's assuming that your group has board.
Unleash the Hounds is for when you don't have board.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they have a board. See, so you're making that assumption that they have a board on turn 3. I mean, it's very rare unless I'm fighting another hunter or maybe a paladin if you've let them get out of hand.
Well, you're a hunter, so you did.
Yeah. Well, of course you did. So, but like, I mean, for the stats on turn 3, that's not bad. You could, I mean, it's stealth.
I'm slapping a 1 on this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a lovely 2, just because. On turn.
It's also not a beast.
What does that matter? Why would you want to pollute the pool that Rexar can draw from with his TK power? Stop it.
Because actually, swapping health and attack on a fucking Build-A-Beast might actually be an interesting thing.
Oh, they wouldn't do that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, go ahead. Talk about your Mastiff.
Hunting Mastiff, 2-mana, 2/1, Echo, and Rush. This card is beautiful. Not only because it's instant board power that you could play on turn 2, but because this has top deck power, which Hunter is horny for. Hunter desires that top deck power, because after turn 6, you're living off the top deck.
Drew, the adjectives you choose for describing cards.
This card is excellent, though. I think this will see play in either face or mid-range Hunter, whichever one is good. Age is a very good card. It will see play in Hunter. Unless Paladin continues to wreck everything and then,
Alright.
get AoE hard.
I like this card. It's alright. It can't go face. And face is the place, Drew. And as you've shown me, 1 health minions are easily dispatched. I think that this is a good card because it's versatile.
It's good because it's immediately actionable. So you summon those 7 wisps, and they just sit there like assholes for a round.
But
this you can at least force some trades with.
Here's the yeah, but 7 wisps this thing loses to.
That is ironically true.
You don't play this on turn 2. You play this on turn 6 and hope you.
No, you don't want to play it on turn 2. You want to play it on 4, 6, etc. But you can play it on turn 2, and that's important.
True, only because it's versatile is it getting even a 3 from me.
Oh, this is a 4. You're misjudging this one.
I'm not. I'm just not. True, I feel like the only optimism you have is usually for the worst decks available.
Michael, I spent this entire last meta playing Control Warrior. I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Drew, you really know how to waste your time. Anyway, off to a good card. It's a Vicious Scalehide, a 2-mana 1/3 beast. Lifesteal Rush. Talk about making Rexar's choices better in the DK situation.
We'll get to Rexar's upgraded selections.
Yeah, but this is nice. I like this card.
This card is just decent in general, not only because it's an immediate heal, an immediate actionable ping, but because it's
Drew, I would put this in Zulok. I would put this in Zulok.
An excellent candidate for Dire Frenzy, which we'll get to on the next page.
This I would put this in Zulok. I would put this with the card coming up. This has places. It's going. This has.
Vicious Scalehide. He's always that like weird cheap neutral minion that you see a lot of places. I think he's one.
Do you think that this is the worm from the last one?
No, God, no, he's not the sleeper worm. He's not a free 5/5. Good lord.
I don't know.
No, I think the worm.
Oh my god, it's that rotten Drake you keep talking about.
It's either Drake throw or a card that we'll talk about shortly.
Okay, I'm giving this a 4. I really like this card, and I think it's versatile enough to do it.
I give it a 3. I think you're probably a little more spot on, but I'm cautious.
Drew, I'm usually... Yeah, you're cautious about everything except for the most ridiculous Hunter cards.
Speaking of, Houndmaster Shaw. 4 mana 3/6 that doesn't hurt your face every turn. Instead, he gives all your other minions rush. It's a weird time for them to print this card. Because Hunter just lost probably the 2 minions they most wanted to use it with.
Kindly Grandmother and what else?
The wolf. The infested wolf.
But Drew, think about this.
Rat.
Imagine a world. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Imagine a world where on turn 7, you're playing mid-range Hunter right now. You play Houndmaster Shaw, and you play the Vicious Fledgling. Oh wait, it has Rush, not Charge. Okay,
Was that your big save? Was that your big reveal here?
No, that's okay.
I don't think this card is bad. I do not think this card is bad.
Most of Hunter's things already have Rush.
In fact, I think that it's a very playable card. Just the timing of it is strange, and you don't necessarily want it in your hand leading up to turn 4. It's like you want to draw it. You want it. That's the thing. It's hard to know when you want this because he doesn't get Rush. If he got Rush too, this would be crazy. I love it, but he doesn't. So I'm just unsure. I'm unsure about it. I think I give it a 3. Leaning on a 4, but a 3.
See, I'm leaning the other way, Drew. I don't want to discount Rush. I don't
have Hunter in your heart the way I do.
You
don't have Hunter deep in your soul.
I gave Duskhaven like a 3, didn't I? No, I gave it a 2. No, I gave it a 2. I mean, I gave Wing Blast a 5. Like that's as good as it's gonna get.
That was because Wing Blast.
Okay, I like the idea. I think it'll be useful. Not now. I'm gonna give it a 2. In this meta, it's not great. Plus, they already have almost all their cards have Rush, so whoop-de freaking do. All right, next. Why is that card here?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it last. Let's go right to left here. So, yeah, you talk about Emrys.
All right, so Emrys.
I need a moment to prepare.
Emrys is a 10 mana 8/8 dragon. Battle cry. Double the attack and health of all minions in your hand. So I just want to let you know that Hunter does not have a very reliable draw mechanic. And if you're
don't say.
And if you don't have if you don't have cards in your hand, he's useless. I mean, those are bad stats for a 10 mana to not do anything if you don't have any cards. Oh, that's why you have it in your... Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. I if you're on turn 10 and you play
Don't
this,
talk about it yet, Michael. Don't ruin the fun.
if you play this on turn 10, as Hunter, you've probably already lost.
You've already lost, or you've already seriously won, and you should question your opponent's deck building skill.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a reason that every single expansion release, when people make Hearthstone expansion bingo cards, the free center space is Meme Hunter Legendary. Alright? It's because they do this bullshit all the time. Like, how the fuck? Like, there are ways to cheat out dragons, but he's a battle cry, so if you cheat him out, he's just a shitty 8/8. Like, I just don't know who they intended this for. I don't know why. They've got a weird thing with hunters and dragons, this expansion. They printed them, like 3 dragons. They printed some weird beast-dragon cross synergy. And they gave a hunter a class dragon for like the first time ever.
Yeah, but you're going face as Hunter. What are you doing? Stop it.
I don't know why. Like, I remember last 2 expansions ago, I tried to make Dragon Hunter. And it was like weirdly okay. Do they want me to try again? Is that what they're trying to say?
Drew, you could barely make it in Blackrock Mountain. I don't know how you're making it now.
Ben Brode looked at my Blackrock Mountain Dragon Hunter deck. He's like, this is the future.
No, oh my gosh.
Do we even want to talk about carrying? Okay, so Emrys is a 1.
1. It's a 1.
It's a dumpster.
It's a dumpster.
Even other classes barely want this. Like,
It is a dumpster legendary.
Like, if you were like a priest who had an 8-card hand and you're at turn 10 and this is in your hand, like, you're like, do I want to play this? No.
The only good...
Good.
There's no good. There's no good. There's no good.
Unless, like, if you somehow... Okay. Oh, Michael, I figured out when it's good.
It's for playing when you play the Jabberwocky thing or whatever.
No. I figured out when it's good. When your opponent last turn played Aviana Duskfall, you can play it for free.
If your opponent played that card...
See, we talked about how Aviana was worthless versus Hunter because they're not going to get good free cards. So you put this in your deck to prove them wrong.
So you put in a 1-mana trash the 1-star trash legendary to fight another 1-star trash legendary.
I already know this is going to be my free legendary on Thursday.
If this is my free legendary on Thursday, I'm going to be horribly depressed. No, I want that freaking Puppet Master. Don't even. Oh wait, it's going to be a class card. I want the Cannon Tower just because it looks cool.
Okay, so I somehow forgot to put Dire Frenzy in here. Apparently.
You forgot to put the only other good card Hunter got?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Dire Frenzy is 4 mana, give a minion +3/+3, and shuffle 3 copies of it with the buff into your deck. It's great. It's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay, Carrion Drake is a 5 mana 3/7 dragon battlecry. If a minion has died on this turn, gain poisonous. Well, let's be honest. Hunter is also losing cards constantly and minions, so it makes sense that it would have poisonous. But
yeah, but a 3/7 on turn 5.
My Exna was a fun card, but it didn't see a whole lot of play. This is a...
My Exna was better than this because at least it was a beast.
I didn't say this was better than my Exna. I'm just saying that my Exna barely saw play, so this will barely see play. 2.
I just don't see where they're
2.
going with this. Azalina Soul Thief I included here because the Hunter is one of 2 classes that I believe will play it. Hunter needs top deck power because they have no draw. They have no draw. Like, if you go into your Hunter deck builder and you type the word draw as a filter, you just leave the Hunter area. You're done. Unless you want to put Starving Buzzard in your deck, in which case you've already lost.
You can make it good. You can make it good.
You just have an empty hand. Now you have your opponent's hand, which is better than whatever you had before.
Drew, I love how... Hopefully you replace...
Hunter and Rogue will play this. Rogue will play this if they're on a hard Burgle meme. The Hunter will play this because they're desperate.
Okay, so out of all of the neutral legendaries, and I'm not going to go through all of them, I rate this one the least. Because I think it's not good.
I give her a firm 3 because I think it's interesting.
Oh, okay, so...
Dumpster. The mana cost is dumpster. But is at the very least interesting, and I think some stupid deck like a
all it does is make Evolve worse, which is why I'm giving it a 3. Because I don't like it.
Everything makes Evolve worse. They live to make Evolve worse.
This is definitely a 3. I don't like... Oh, God. This card. Alright. Is that the end of this one?
That is the last... No, okay, so there's one more page.
Okay.
It is the Build a Beast upgrade page.
Ah.
Because today, they patched Build a Beast. It works now. So the one thing I did include a card on here that I later realized will probably not be in Build a Beast. That is Witchwood Grizzly. He has both a keyword and a battle cry. That existed on the card King of Beasts before, and they excluded him for that reason. So he will probably not be on.
Well, we'll see.
We don't necessarily have to rate all these cards down. We can. I don't really care.
Do you have?
I marked Kobolds and Catacombs on the right. Those are 4 cards from there.
Do you have them other places?
Not yet. We can rate them now. So, Hunting Mastiff we already talked about.
We already talked about that. We talked about Witchwood Grizzly yesterday. Go see our other
we talked about
video.
Scale Hide.
Well, let's just go in order. So because it's gonna be difficult to go through all of them if we didn't skip them.
Yeah.
So Swamp Leech, 1 mana, 2/1 beast, lifesteal. You're
never gonna put this in a deck, but you'll be happy to see it in Build a Beast.
Right, I agree. This is like a 1-star card.
It exists to be in Build a Beast. I give it a 3 because that's clearly its purpose. You're supposed to get this from Build a Beast.
Okay, I'll give it a 2 only because that. Okay, you can go on and read the next one.
Night Prowler. 4 mana,
Find
3.
this Swamp Leech.
Battle Cry, if this is the only minion in the battlefield game, +3/+3. This is tricky. If it were like, if this is your only minion game +3/+3, it would be great, because then you could put it in a Build a Beast, which often on the turn you're going into your first beast, you don't have a board, because you're playing a slower hunter and they lose games. So that would be great, but this means only 100 minion on the battlefield at all. So you don't have, you're again a hunter. You don't have an AoE to clean the enemy board and make sure that there's nothing there.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to go in a hunter deck.
No. But who else has got Druid? Is Druid gonna play it? Druid also doesn't have a big AoE.
Swipe.
Swipe is 1 damage to the board. 4 damage to one thing.
I don't know. It's mediocre.
Nightcrawler, probably a 2.
Yeah, I'd say it's a 2. Okay, Life Drinker is a 4 mana 3/3 beast, battle cry, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero, restore 3 to your hero. I actually really like this card.
This could be the Corridor Creeper of the set.
It is. I'm gonna tell you right now. When I saw this card,
6 health swing on a battle cry. I'm just saying that I've been, every expansion I go to Hearthstone and I make a bunch of silly decks. None of them ever work.
None of them
I made 2 decks
work.
I made 2 decks specifically that are just raw meme decks. One, I'm gonna save the surprise for you on Thursday, Michael.
Oh,
But
jeez.
the second is OTK Shaman, where you just play everything that damages the enemy hero's face, and then you play Murmuring Elemental Shutterlock.
Yes.
And this is involved.
This card is Shutterwalk's like wet dream.
If you play the 2 of these, and then you play Murmuring Shutterwalk, that guarantees he's doing 12 damage to enemy face already. So
no, it's 6 damage. 6 damage.
His stats are bad. No, 6 damage is already from playing 2 of them. Murmuring Elemental doubles his battle cry, which means he does all of your battle cries twice. So it's 4.
Oh, he doubles it?
Murmuring.
Are you sure? Oh, you're doing murmuring on top of it. Oh.
Of course I am.
Wow, way to, like, super value it. True, that's a little ridiculous.
It's a meme deck for a reason, Michael.
Even for you, that's ridiculous.
But anyway, his stats are unimpressive, but I think he could be a sleeper hit. On the topic of Build a Beast, he serves an important role because Build a Beast loses Dispatch Kodo, and there were many games with Build a Beast where you just needed to get 3 damage past taunt wall, so you got Dispatch Kodo plus anything, and you hit their face. This guy serves the same purpose.
Yeah, he's good. I like this card.
And he heals you, which Hunter always is, thirsty for. So
we talked about Vicious Scalehide.
Excellent Build a Beast candidate.
Yeah. Nightmare Amalgam is a 3-mana 3/4 all. So this is an elemental, mech, demon, murloc, dragon, beast, pirate, totem. I love this card.
It is a very cool card. I put it here just because, it's 3 mana for some good stats to slap on your beast.
Plus, it doesn't look like a beast.
Yes.
And people might not remember it.
It'll always be the second pick, so it won't be the art. The art is always the first pick.
Yeah.
That being said, I think this has very curiously interesting synergy with the next card, Scaleworm. Scaleworm is Battle Cry. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and rush. It's a 4 mana 4/4. So if you built a beast and you ended up using Scaleworm, then later you build a beast and you use Nightmare Amalgam, now you have a dragon in hand to trigger Scaleworm.
You come up with these scenarios, Drew, that are so unlikely. I wish you would just use math once. I wish you would use math once to be your enemy instead of mine every time. Just once.
It's not even viable. It's just so ridiculous that I love it.
Okay, so what are you rating both of those two?
Ridiculous it is that you could potentially
build
a beast who is a dragon to trigger a dragon effect.
Okay, so what are you rating Nightmare Amalgam and Scaleworm?
Nightmare Amalgam, I'd give a 3. He's not like an auto-include in any deck, but he's interesting enough to see some play.
I'm going to give him a 4 just because he's incredibly versatile.
Scaleworm blows.
2. 2 at best.
Life Drinker is a 4, because I think it might be the secret sleeper hit of the expansion.
Oh, I put Life Drinker in it. Did I do it?
And just worth noting for the rest of these, Stoneskin Basilisk, excellent Build a Beast candidate. Dire Roll, excellent cheap stats. Cave Hydra, if you can build something good that cleaves, yeah. Unrelated topic, why haven't they given cleave a keyword yet?
Because there's only like 3 cards, and
I think there's more cleave cards than enrage cards.
Yeah, but they've already gotten rid of Enrage, even though I disagree, because I think now there's more Enrage cards.
Yeah, I forgot they printed 3 more this expansion.
They printed 3 more Enrage cards. They were like, well, we just threw out that keyword, so meh.
Oh, I've got all these ideas for it now.
I know you do. Okay, so let's look at our list now. So we did what, Mage today? What's your rating on Mage total in stars?
Yes. Today went quicker too. Like a lot of, I think it's because the Druid section was so depressing. So Mage got us just a flat 3 from me.
I got 3.5 on Mage, man.
Now this is very interesting because you go to 3.5, I go to 3, but I actually think that Mage might end up being very much in the lower half of the classes this expansion.
I don't think so.
They're losing so much.
Well, the loss of Ice Block.
I think they are the single biggest loser of the rotation.
Well, that's because they have the least amount of cards in Standard now.
No, it's just because they have the craziest cards from Karazhan.
Alright, Druid.
They played every Karazhan card. They're losing them all.
It's true. Druid.
Druid has a 2.4.
Oh, wow. Mine has a 1.9.
Druid is head to retirement.
Druid.
They're gonna wave. They're gonna wave to Shaman and Warrior on the way in.
We need to get that like that meme video where you see like two cars driving and like one goes off to one side and one goes on the main road. And it's like all of Hearthstone and just Druid driving off down.
It's all the Jades. All the Jades drive off.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're taking the high road. Like,
if time has proven anything, it's that we are always wrong. So I fully expect Druid to be the cancer of the meta in 2 weeks.
I don't believe that, and if it is,
I don't know how it'll happen, but I know that we are always wrong. So
no, we are not always wrong. You are always wrong.
In 2 weeks, Druid will just be destroying the meta game.
I don't believe you whatsoever. All right, and then
I gave a 2.9 to
Hunter 2.6.
Really surprising. I thought Hunter got 2 better cards than that, but
you forgot to include one.
I forgot Duskhaven and Hunter and Emerus really dragged those averages down.
the Emerus, oh man, he just made it sink. But most of them are 2s.
There were some bad legendaries tonight. My legendary average is down to 3.
Legendary average 3.4, and it was at 4 yesterday. Wow.
There were some bad legendaries today.
And I put 2 5s in. That's because of the
Aviana. There was Emerus.
Oh.
There was Splintergraph.
Shaw.
Oh, I gave him a 3. Point is, things don't look good for the people in the middle of the pack. Might just stay in the middle of the pack, or possibly get worse.
Oh, well, Druid's not heading to the middle. He's heading home.
Druid, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about Ham Druid. I just don't really know.
There's nothing to say.
They sit around and annoy you, and I guess try to develop a win condition.
They don't have a win condition.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe their win condition is hope someone's playing Hunter and has Emerus, and they just copy it with the Soul Thief lady. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight.
Well, tomorrow we wrap this all up. We talk about Rogue, which I'm interested to talk about. We talk about Shaman, which I'm curious.
Why do you have such seething hate for Shaman?
That's not hate. No, that's a. Well, I can't get into it until we start talking about that.
Yeah, I know. We have so much to talk about. Shaman. I think we're gonna spend a lot of time on Shaman.
It's intrigue. There's a lot of intrigue around Shaman in this expansion, and we have Warrior, who I'm kind of excited to talk about.
You're always excited to talk about Warrior.
And then we have interesting neutrals.
Yes, because we've covered a good amount of neutrals now.
What time are we starting tomorrow?
I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure that out. So,
Okay.
probably a little earlier in the night because it's gonna take longer.
It will take longer.
All right. Well, we will see you tomorrow. I hope you have sweet dreams from the Witchwood.
Why would a Witchwood give sweet dreams? Witchwood is like this dark evil.
More like a sarcastic thing, Drew. Like, I love how we have just terrible banter at the very end of the videos every time, no matter what.
You're wishing nightmares on our viewers. All 6 of them.
I mean, I'm dreaming.
Multi-boxing.
But Drew, I'm dreaming about the Witchwood right now. I can't wait for it to be here so that we can switch the meta. Just anything than what it is now.
That's kind of the... We'll talk about... tomorrow, after we're done talking about the neutrals, we'll talk about the meta and where we think it's headed.
The meta.
That is one part where I'm a little pessimistic.
Oh, you a little pessimistic about something? Oh, you joke, sir. You joke. Alright, well, until tomorrow, good night. And sweet Witchwood dreams.
No.